Apparently, some random throwaway wrestler just retired. Never heard of him. His name is John Cena. Now everybody is making like it is a huge deal. I mean, they always say everybody's famous these days, but I never knew it would get to these levels. Well, no, but when I was a child, I remember playing to the WWE with my friends, and it was incredible. I would just do an attitude adjustment, put them in my shoulders, and just blast them onto the floor, onto the ground. You know, hit them with the RKO. And on December 13 of 2025, John Cena, the greatest wrestler to ever live, or at least the most famous, has officially retired from wrestling. And it feels like somebody's unplugging my childhood and tell me if I'm okay with it. Of course I'm not. It hurts, especially because I never got to see him in real WWE show. I would have loved. I mean, WWE did come to Mexico a lot of times. There was never John Cena here. I remember there was a time they went to a place named Yucatan here in Mexico, and I wanted to go, but there was like, yeah, we don't have John Cena. We only have Randy Orton. He's the biggest superstar. And I still appreciate Randy Orton, don't get me wrong, but Cena was the one that I was after. I was a huge hostile loyalty and respect kind of guy. And I am getting this immense sense of sadness in a way. I mean, I know Cena is very healthy, he's alive, but you know, him retiring from the WWE and from wrestling is a huge deal actually. And why is that a huge deal? Well, I'm gonna tell you exactly why. John Cena said very clearly that this was his last match ever, but a lot of fighters have retired before. This is not a huge deal, right? He can come on a WrestleMania here and there. Well, it's not exactly the case with John Cena. He was very clear that he wanted to do something unique. He wanted to be the first one to actually retire and never again do a match. And I honestly do believe him, you know, because it can sound honestly like, well, they're just saving it for a special time, right? Like, of course, I will never touch the ring again, but then in 5 years, they need somebody really important to show up, and they hit John Cena in the phone, and he's like, come over, and then he does a little dance in the ring, and everybody's happy. Something tells me John Cena literally said that's not the case with him. He retired and he will not come back to the ring after this, and that is honestly heartbreaking. I will never get to see him again in the ring. I don't know, I just really believe Cena because he was very specific about it, and he also you can see that he's committed to do the things that he's proposing himself to do. So for instance, since PG era, or at least since I've watched the WWE, Cena has been a good guy. He has not been a heel or like a villain in the story. But then in the beginning of 2025, he literally did a heel turn. So he became the bad guy. And honestly, I never thought that that was going to happen. We've seen other figures do something like that, like Hulk Hogan. But with Cena, it's a little bit different because his whole brand is based on him being the cool guy. He would never steal money from you and then help you look after it, you know? Like, he would be honest and tell you, hey, I stole from you, okay? Here it is, okay? It was an accident, okay? He is not known for betrayals, let's say. That's what made his commitment to that whole shtick of being the bad guy so impressive. So if he genuinely said, okay, I'm gonna go full bat, and he went full bat for real for a few months, then I do believe him saying, okay, I will never have a wrestling match ever. I am willing to believe that he's being honest and truthful with that. Another thing that was very interesting and funny to see, it was that there is like a fighter, an old school fighter, really good, named Triple H. Everybody that knows about WWE knows who Triple H is, but if you don't know, he's like a long-haired guy that, you know, just grabs some bottle of water, he drinks water, and then he just spills it all over the place. It's pretty epic stuff. But he's the new, like, creative director or something like that. He has some say in what goes creatively with the WWE. It was so interesting because after the fact that John Cena lost on his final match, in his retirement day, he went and did an interview in the WWE, and a lot of people in the WWE were booing him. This is garbage, what is this? Boo, 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 Triple H. But the commentators asked him, hey, what do you think of this? Did you expect this reaction? Something like that. And then he didn't even try to sell the WWE as if it was real. He was like, well, you know, we made this decision and right now people will not understand it, but this is the best thing for the business long term. We all know WWE is scripted, but that's the beauty of it. But these interviews are supposed to be happening inside of the scripted world, or at least that's what I think so, because it's an official WWE interview. So why do we get Triple H to be like, we understand that people are not happy that we made John Cena lose, but like, aren't you supposed to act like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe John Cena lost. What is this? Everybody knows it's scripted, but don't reveal that to us in that type of way. We want at least some coherence inside of the world. And a lot of people were angry because, well, the elephant in the room, John Cena kind of lost. And he, not only did he lose, but he tapped out. So he was like, I give up. And he's known for being the guy that never gives up. His whole brand is never give up, hustle, loyalty, and respect. And of course, it was on purpose. Like, the guy who never gives up, finally, in the last match, gave up. You know, the new generation made him give up. But I think it would have been beautiful if he didn't give up. Like, even until the last second, he never gave up. That is a message. That is a story. Full circle. So I also understand where people are coming from. I think it wasn't the greatest retirement day that could have been. Also because of the fact that some really important figures in Cena's career were not there. For instance, Randy Orton. Randy Orton is like the biggest rival of John Cena. John Cena and Randy Orton have fought more than 200 times between them. So they know each other pretty well. But Randy Orton was not there, not even as a crowd member. Randy Orton was actually in Saudi Arabia in Beast Island, which is like a Mr. Beast project. WWE, I guess, had a deal with Mr. Beast, and they were like, we're gonna send some of our fighters to promote the place. We need Randy to be here, you know? We understand it will be on the day John Cena retires, his biggest rival, but we don't care. We will send him there, and, you know, John Cena, I'm sorry. A lot of people were also very mad about this. I am not really mad. I think it's disappointing, but, you know, you understand, right? Like, of course, Saudi Arabia and this island needed a really big name on the WWE to promote, and Randy is a huge name on the WWE. But also, I am sure if Randy would have said like, no, but I want to be on the special day of Cena, they could have worked something out. I don't think they would have told him, no, you go to this island and that's it. Close conversation. So it would have been very beautiful to see something like that. I know Edge, which was also another rival of Cena, is now in another company that is not WWE. And I guess like 3 days or 2 days before the Cena's retirement, he did honor him. Like in one of his fights, Edge was like, you can see me. So that was wonderful to see, but again, it's the type of thing where Cena is wrestling for a lot of people, you know, even people that don't know anything about wrestling know who Cena is. So I guess it would have been really cool even for the other company to be like, I know we have contracts with Edge. Okay, we're gonna lend it to you. Here you go, have Edge for a day, do something with him and John Cena. Maybe just put him in the crowd and make a close-up with the camera, something like that. I don't know, I just feel like there were a lot of people missing in this special day. Because again, it's not a special day just for Cena, it's a special day for the whole wrestling industry. Cena is arguably the biggest wrestler wrestling has ever seen, even more so than Hulk Hogan. I mean, I wasn't there in Hulk Hogan's era. I don't dimension how big he was actually, but Cena was for more than 2 decades the head of WWE. And also there's something kind of sad about all this, because Cena lost against a guy named Gunther, which from what I've read, it's a good fighter. But it's so weird because WWE has tried to have some sort of other Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, John Cena, like the main figure of WWE, but they just haven't accomplished anything like that. They pushed very hard with Roman Reigns, they just didn't accomplish it. I don't know if they're gonna try the same with Gunther, but I've tried to see some clips of him and all of that, but it doesn't seem to connect with the audience as much. I know WWE likes to have like this big muscular guy as the main figure of the franchise. So you got Stone Cold, you got Cena, super big muscular guys. But I think the most charismatic of the new era of the WWE has been Dominic Mysterio. He does not fit the archetype for the main figure, but I think that it has been the wrestler from the new generation that has resonated with the people the most. So maybe instead of giving the victory to this Gunter guy, they could have gave the Dobsky, the W, to somebody like Dominic Mysterio. Maybe that would have made a little bit more sense, I don't know. But anyway, thank you John Cena for everything. The best fighter the world has ever seen, literally. That's about it, see ya.